mostly on the Arab world, but I became very interested in the question of Islam in Europe for a number of reasons. One of them was because I was very worried about the tensions and the miscommunications and the misperceptions that were increasing, in my opinion, increasing in Europe, especially after September 11th and other acts of violence there. And I saw a very worrisome trend about a distance growing between non-Muslim and Muslim communities in Europe. So that made me want to pay attention to it and do some research. And then I also had a personal opportunity to begin teaching in Europe about 9 years ago. And so since then, every year I come to mostly Italy or Greece and teach. And so I teach a course on Islam in Europe through that program. So those things coming together are what brought me to this point in my interest. Yeah, and that's, I guess, my personal background. My wife is also a professor of history, and she was with me in Slovenia. She's now back in the US, and we have 2 daughters, 10 and 12. And I should also say, one of the wonderful things about this experience is having them go to school in Slovenia. And they've made so many incredible friends from all over, and they've really become, it's, you know, sometimes a place just becomes a part of you, and it's become a part of us, I think. Okay, so this is about that background, but and so what I thought, yeah, please go ahead.
Just a second. Is it still Vito Flacker Deacon from Faculty of Social Science? Vito Flacker.
I don't know.
Never heard about it.
No.
Okay, sorry.
Yes, okay. No, and honestly, this is one of the things that was a little different for me in teaching in Fadaba was the size. My university, I come from a small liberal arts university, 1,600 students. So to come to the University of Ljubljana with 50,000 students, and it was a little bit of a change. So I feel, whereas at my university I know everyone by name, and I feel I haven't had a chance to meet everyone at the faculty of the university. So yes. So maybe, I don't know if you want me to talk a little bit about the research, but also we want to have this as a conversation, right? As a discussion.
Yeah. So I'm going to try to start with conversation. Okay. I'm going to ask you about your opinion.
Okay, please.
About public policy, you know that items with the scarves.
Oh, hijab.
Yeah, I don't know what hijab is, I think.
That's niqab.
Yeah.
Okay.
I don't know. I'm not familiar with that kind of dogmatic.
Okay, yeah. So you mean the headscarf like this?
Yeah.
Okay, yes, yeah.
You can see the face.
You can see the face. Hijab.
Okay.
Yeah.
What do you think about it?
You mean in terms of public policy in Europe?
In terms of public policy.
Right. Well, it's actually quite common that identity differences also very frequently get wrapped up in gender questions. It's very interesting that the big cultural debates, this is not unique to Europe. Place of women in society always seems to rise up to the top. I think for some reason it touches on the cultural identity of people. I think mostly unfortunately. I mean, it's used as a kind of proxy for other differences. And also I should say that the question of the hijab in particular, I mean just the hijab, not the niqab, is different depending on which European country you're talking about. And that's one of the lessons of my research is, despite the common European Union membership, you really need to investigate. The primary focus should be on the individual states still, and their culture, their history, So when we talk about hijab, we're really most importantly talking about France in Europe.
France, Belgium, Denmark.
Yeah. These places.
Almost Germany.
Yeah.
Turkey.
Yeah. Yes, Turkey, definitely. But all of them.
In public places,
yes,
in faculties.
Exactly, for schools especially. All those have their own unique, I think, history to get to that point. So you might ask the question, why a policy like that in France and not in the UK? And I think some of that is unique to the history of France and the sort of really strong sense of secularism and separation of church and state. That's a big part of French culture, laïcité. But I think it's a policy that gets a lot of attention, but it's used as a substitute for other debates. I mean, it's partly about the hijab, I mean, from the French point of view, but it's more about their sensitivity to identity, I think.
Yeah.
It challenges, at some level, it challenges some people, what it means for them to be French.
Is identity equal to tradition?
No, well, I think tradition is a big informative part of identity, but